I can push through on a race knowing I'm going to be in pain, but I can't train just because of the injury, and I'll be out for a while. But in saying that, so that's why I say you don't need to run as much. But you do need to be doing something. You need to swap the run out for a bike. If you can run, go and run. But if it is a little bit too low, so running itself puts about 3 times your body weight through your joints. So if you do not have good joints, then I would suggest jumping on an exercise bike and doing a lot of your load on a bike and then occasionally going out for the run. That's my personal take, which I probably will get shot down a lot for that because that is not the normal. However, in saying that, our last race, I think we got an hour and 50 seconds. It was the fastest we've run. I think we were doing 3-minute 48 Ks. For someone that doesn't run, that's really, really fast. It's just a different take on things. Everyone has their own opinion, but look, I'm just saying, as we age, we do have a lot of pressure going through our joints, and a lot of people can't run. So I don't want you to be turned off by doing Hyrox because it is a majority of a running race. Go, I can't run, I can't do it. Look at me for an example, like jump on a bike. If you can run and you can suck it up for like an hour and a half, whatever it's going to take you to do the race, majority of the time, your average time is what, an hour and a half? Hour and a half, yeah. Jump on a bike and do that instead and do the odd occasional run. Don't poo-poo it straight away because there is ways and there are ways around it, and I am an example of that. I guess let's get into some little fun things. What do you wear at Hyrox?
I wear some really cool shorts and nothing up top. Haley wears, what do you wear? You wear like a little skimpy shorts or something?
No, I can't wear skimpy shorts. So everyone usually has their little cutesy matching outfit, especially if you're doing a doubles. We'll have like matching outfits. Most people wear really tight, girls wear like tight little bike shorts. That is not me. That's not my vibe. I sweat like a pig, and especially when you're doing Hyrox, no one wants to see a sweaty vagina and a sweaty butt crack because that's what happens with me. So I've got to wear loose, baggy shorts, otherwise that happens. But I guess let's go into expense. Now, we have flown around quite a bit for Hyrox. It isn't a cheap sport. If you're in Melbourne, it comes to Melbourne, but then otherwise to do this sport, you do need to travel interstate. And we have actually travelled overseas 3 times. So I'll leave this one to you with the cost and the expense of it.
It is expensive. I suppose a Hyrox ticket is, I think it's about 250, maybe a bit more or less, depending if you're doing a doubles or a singles or a relay. But around that 200 plus mark for a ticket itself, the expense comes into the travel and accommodation. And when you're going overseas, you always want to make a little bit of a holiday out of it. So we've been to some cool places and been to Europe and America and Singapore as well. So that was really cool. And you always put in a little bit of, extra funds there for, I suppose, sightseeing. But I think last year or the year before, I reckon we would have spent, I don't know, maybe upwards of $15,000 travelling around all of Australia, in overseas, because normally there's only one race of Hyrox in each city per year. Occasionally they might have 2 in Melbourne or 2 in Sydney, but generally speaking, there's one race per city per year. So for a lot of people, it's just about doing one race as a bit of a bucket list item, and they're happy with that, and then they move on. I suppose it's similar to people that might run a marathon or a half marathon. They simply just want to complete one. So doing one in any city is great. And if they complete it, all the better, and have a bit of a fun along the way. But what about age?
But we get it. It's quite addictive. It's a pre-warning. If you do it, you want to beat it your time. You just can't help it. You just want to do it again. So, for instance, I did a women's pro, and I was like hating my freaking life doing it. I swear to God, I was running, going, I just need to get through this. I never want to do this again. This is horrible. This is horrible. Guess what? I did it again, because it's like childbirth. How would you know? Anyway, I did it again, stupidly. And then same thing. I do it and go, I don't know why I'm doing this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this, because it's so freaking hard. But I did it again because I want to beat my time. And I will compete again, do another women's pro, because again, I want to beat my time. So it does get quite addictive. But look, that's a better addiction than anything else, I say. So, yeah.
And what about, okay, so am I too old? If you're thinking, am I too old? Am I too fat? Am I too ugly to do Hyrox? Answer is no. There's heaps of ugly old fat people that do it. So anybody can compete. I suppose if you go to a Hyrox event, 95% of the people in the room are just general average people that go to gyms, and they're just your weekend warriors that just want to have a bit of fun and are ticking off Hyrox as a bucket list thing. 5 or 10% of those people are animals and are really having a go. So everybody can do it. It just depends on how long it's going to take you to do that race. So if nothing else, you'll have a ball in Hyrox. So highly recommend it. Also, as well, I think Hyrox is good for body composition. So if you might be someone, I've seen people in the gym that have been going forever, and all of a sudden they'll start training for a Hyrox race. And once you put performance goals in front of some people, suddenly they're training for a purpose, they're training for an outcome, or like a numbers outcome, and their body composition changes. The results they get is actually the reason they came to the gym in the first place, for their body composition. Put on extra muscle, lose some fat, whatever. And all of a sudden you think, shit, these guys have been coming for 6 years. His first Hyrox and he's looking $1 million. That's what training for a race can do to you. It can get you a little bit nervous, put you outside your comfort zone. All of a sudden you turn into a bit of a weapon. That's really exciting as well. I've seen a lot of people do that, and that's quite inspiring. So if you're thinking you might be in a plateau and you're not sure how your training's going, maybe a race is for you.
Yeah. Okay. So to go from here, if you are considering doing the next Hyrox race, I'll leave both of our contact details here. So Simon, if you are local to Churnside Park, he actually runs a Hyrox specific class on Monday nights, whenever leading into a race. So the next one will be the Brisbane in 12 weeks. So I think
mid-Feb we're going to start.
In a few weeks' time. Yeah. So he does that. So I'll leave contact details. So if you were wanting to do a Hyrox based class, it's kind of a simulation, not really, but we do exercises that are in a Hyrox race. Give you a little taste tester. Simon does run those classes. I'm a little different. I'm an online trainer, so if you are wanting to do a fitness race and you don't know where to start, then I can give you a program based on that, where you get strength work, conditioning, a little bit of running, and and some simulation. So I do have, as I said, I think 4 clients at the moment that are constantly training for Hyrox. So we're in different blocks and different phases depending on the race that's coming up for them. I think that's it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. See ya.
Happy days.